Hey, we're good. Eventually, we got here eventually.
We did, didn't we, Daisy?
Oh, it's a threesome. We're off to a cracking start. Yeah.
Yay!
It's a doggy style festive special.
Yes.
Didn't see that coming.
What fresh pug is this? It's Daisy Bella. Her brother Ollie's over there chewing his feet.
So, we'll just crack on for the benefit of people watching,
yeah,
next week.
Yeah, or we'll
Or
show it to them later or whatever.
Yeah, hopefully someone will be here at some point. Feel free to
well, we are, Johnny.
We're
We're
in
here.
the comments and we'll ignore you.
And Daisy's here, so if they want to miss out on that, then...
So, are you ready? You all good for Christmas? Is it all done?
Of course it's not done. When is it ever done? No, we are, the 15th? So we're T-minus, I'm going to call it 9 days because everything has to be done by Christmas Eve. No, every time I think I'm finished, I remember that no, I'm not finished because the kids have never-ending things that need to be done and places that need to be and...
Yeah, but the tree's up, the trimmings are up.
Yeah, that's done.
Yeah,
I don't think I can flip this camera to show you actually, but you're actually directly in front of it. What I do have is my other phone that I'm going to see. No, can't flip that one around either. Well, anyway, I was going to try and get some nice footage of the Christmas tree. And ended up knocking everything down. I'm doing that the entire... Do you know how many times I have sent Matt upstairs or phoned other people and been like, can we check my equipment so I don't knock it over?
You don't want to know what crazy MacGyver thing I've got going to do this, but hopefully Father Christmas brings me some upgrades. That's the thing. What is he? Father Christmas? Is it Santa? What is he in your house?
Well, honestly, the fat person that brings presents in my house is me. But yeah, no, it's Santa. It's Santa for my kids. It's always been Santa. It was Father Christmas when I was small, but it just seems to have become more Americanized into Santa now. So that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Not the worst thing. Well, I mean,
destination of tap water.
Is it hard or soft water?
I don't actually know. How do you tell?
I have no idea.
No, I
have no idea. I think it's just a myth. I don't even think it's an urban legend. I'm not even sure it's a real thing.
I don't know. The only thing I can tell you is if you ever are unfortunate enough to be in the Queen's Medical Centre in Nottingham, do not drink the water. It will finish you off.
Okay.
It is I drink more water than anything else, and I cannot abide it. Last time I was in there, it was like drinking dust.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that. That's like the water that they like lovingly provide me with at my place of work, because they legally have to. But when I try to, not that we're actually allowed to get any, because
how does that work?
There's a water fountain several hundred yards away from me, which I can go to if it wasn't for the fact that I can't leave my workstation.
Right.
so
they've complied with the law by having it there.
Yeah, if there's some kind of breakdown, so then I can go get some, but I can't bring any back with me. I can't get a cup full of water and bring it back to my workstation. I've got to drink it at the fountain when I can get to the fountain. And it kind of tastes a lot like I don't know, something not right. It's incredibly dry. Yeah. It is incredibly dry. It's like a decent mouthful, and then I'm doing my best kind of like Marlon Brando Godfather impressions for the next hour. I'm all just, hey, what is this? This line is not good.
Well, this is fine. It's a lot nicer than other varieties.
Anyway,
yes.
On to a nice, happy Christmas thing. So the trimmings are up. Are all the presents bought?
Yes, because I'm now out of money. Everything has been bought for quite some time. I have one more thing to get, but that's only because it's on back order. So it just has to arrive sometime next week, and no one will expire if it doesn't. So it's only a charger for something. So yeah.
Do you like to try and make the presents like kind of personal, like really make an effort. What does this person really like? What, regardless of expense, it's what would they really appreciate, or do you just get like whatever's kind of cool and trending?
Because I decided when I became a parent, I won't buy for any fucker else anymore because I've got kids to buy for.
Yeah.
So, I mean, serious. I massively like. I legitimately say to people, don't buy me stuff for Christmas because I'm a mum. I've got them to focus on, and I want to spend my money on them. So yeah, the whole lot is massively personalised. Apart from them, I mean, I buy them a couple of bits to give to their dad, obviously, which I let them have a say in. But apart from that, my husband, I buy him presents. I buy our animals presents, and do I buy anybody else anything? You've no idea, do you? You just show up and eat food, don't you?
Oh.
Yeah. He's on the other sofa. He's not snoring this time.
So what do kids want for Christmas in 2024?
Oh God! Well,
Anyway, I can't imagine.
My son's 13, so he wants everything digital, which is handy in the respect that it's just a case of, you know, buying him his Roblox or whatever the current thing that he wants is. Or alternatively, he wants his Christmas stocking, which has all his favourite snacks in it. And that's the way I've always done it. Rather than buy like an absolute crap ton of food for the whole house, I buy everyone's favourites and put those in the stockings, which obviously Santa does that. Obviously not me even. Oh, Gemma's online. Hi, Gemma.
Hey.
That is Simba's mum. We love Simba. Simba the warrior cat. Yeah.
So what does it? Oh, you told people not to buy your stuff. Do you treat yourself to something? Do you keep a little bit to one side for yourself?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, of course I do. I've got my own Christmas stocking this year because I haven't had one for years and years and years, just for reasons. And I thought, I got to about September and I thought the reason I never get anything at Christmas is because I buy everything I want. Well, you know, funds permitting me. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I thought, well, you know, for the next few months, anything I buy for myself that isn't an absolute necessity, I'm going to throw in a Christmas stocking. And you know what? It's actually really doing the trick. I'm really looking forward to it. I've got some bits in there that I'm like, yes, can't wait for Santa this year. I know, it's insane. Yeah. But I've also, honestly, my local landlady, my local pub is an absolute angel because my dad, having Alzheimer's, can't really he can't cope with the pub environment. And it's not the safest environment for him to be in the house with all the hustle and bustle and noise and multiple people and the kitchen and all that. It's too much for him. He gets overwhelmed. So my landlady, bless her, I went in one day in a bit of I don't know what to do about this. And she's essentially arranging for me to just turn up at lunchtime on Christmas Day and pick up a big box full of my Christmas dinner. That's all I've got to do, and she's done me an absolute amazing deal on that. So, you know, not all heroes wear capes. No. So, you know, Debbie at the Punch Bowl, we love her. She's amazing. So,
always nice to hear things because, you know.
No, I went in there one day and I was just absolutely, you know, some days where you just feel like stop the world, I want to get off. And I was like that. And it was a rare day where I had nowhere to go, nothing to do. And I thought, sod it, I want a decent dinner. I haven't had one in ages. And I sat in the pub and I was just like, and she comes over and she's like, well, what's the matter? So I spilled and told her everything. And she went, hang on a minute. She went off, this is Raven. Went off, had a chat with her chef and said, we can do you X, Y, Z for this much. And I was like, yeah, we're doing that. So now I don't have to cook on Christmas Day. So makes me happy.
It's not all killing each other and bigotry. We get it right from time to time.
I don't know if you saw, but I actually advised my American friends and family to save themselves a ton of money for Christmas by falling out with everybody at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Honestly, it saves us a fortune. We haven't spoken to his family in years. It's great.
What a great trick.
Oh.
So yeah, let's just carry on with trivial bullshit. So you did, Turkish delight, is that a thing for you?
It was one of my
Yeah.
mum's. Now you've said that, I might actually have to go and buy a box actually for nostalgic purposes. I used to sit there at Christmas, like lifting the box and sliding a bit. I'd be like, "Get out of there!" and I was shoot across the room. And
Yeah.
yeah, but I have to. No, what are my traditions? Let's see. Well, I would say a pint of Haagen-Dazs, but I ate it last night, so I didn't make it to Christmas. Not having alcohol this Christmas Day because I'm the one that's got the driving, with going to get the food from Debbie and
Yeah.
bloody, is what it is. I could not be happier about the fact that she's doing the cooking for me. So, what's that, Gemma? Yeah, also save money by having a relative go to prison. Yeah, that's a good one too. I've tried that one in the past. I know exactly what she's talking about as well. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, come and say hi. Come here. This is Daisy's brother. This is Ollie.
Hey.
This is Ollie Park. Oh, sweetheart.
What does a pug want for Christmas in 2024?
Oh, mostly food. Yeah. They've got a couple of toys from Santa Paws because Santa Paws comes to the animals.
Of course. Yeah.
And there's going to be something rather pugalicious on the menu, isn't there, Oliver?
Oh,
yes, there is.
good stuff. So,
yeah.
Yeah, the last time we did this, and it's tradition for everyone who does this, I play a bit of this or that, if you can remember.
I did, yeah. I enjoyed that
So,
game. Didn't I have like one of the longest answers ever because I went off on a complete tangent and you woke me up an hour later?
Fantastic.
Bullshit, Johnny. I
Let's
didn't warn
see
you.
how quickly we can get through a festive edition.
Hang on. Are we going for speed this time?
No.
Do you want? I was going to say, do you want me to make sense or do you want me to be fast? Because I don't think I can do both.
Whatever. We just vibe and see what happens. It's just something. It just fills the dead air, doesn't it? It's a way of having something to say, really. So, real tree or fake tree?
Fake.
Yeah, I mean,
there is.
Is there really a choice?
If you want the reason. Well, it's just I just never saw the point in cutting down a tree, and I know there's the whole we plant this many for this cut down, but honestly, also, what if you cut it down and stuck it in your living room? It's bloody corpse, isn't it? You've got like a decomposing, shedding corpse.
Yeah, I've been told. Yeah. I've been told there is a company. Oh, okay.
Sorry, not over.
I've been told there is a company, and we're hoping it takes off. That they will supply you with a real tree. They will come and remove it for you, a week later or whatever, and replant the damn thing.
I have heard that actually
I'm sure it's incredibly expensive, but if more people were to do it, then I guess that usually makes things a little cheaper. And
the other thing that concerns me though about real trees, and you got to think about this from a non-human perspective. You got to think about the canines of the world, who
The canines of the world are just looking at the cats in their house and going, "Ha! Now I've got an indoor toilet as well." Yes,
exactly. This is what I was going to say. You install indoor urinals for the coldest month of the year, and then tell them you can't use that.
It's a bit of a tease, isn't it? Really?
I've always thought that. I thought that it's just such a cruel thing to do to your canine friends.
No.
And I mean, my cats will dangle from the tree, whether it's fake or real or whatever. So
because it's cat.
Cat, yes.
Mulled wine or hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate actually.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna mull anything, it's cider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I like the mulled cider. I do like Baileys in hot chocolate. Do you like that? The only thing is, it makes it a bit cool, and I need my hot drinks to be hot. What's that tree? Yeah, she likes one in a pot. Yes.
Okay, so Christmas jumper, ugly sweater, whichever side of the pond you're on, or matching gym jams. Oh,
matching gym jams. I'm in entirely not matching gym jams right now, actually, because I've got my pajamas on under here and semi-presentable like stuff over here, like I could be sat in the pub. I mean, I've been to the pub in my pajamas before, but
this ain't no black tie event coming on this show. I'll tell you that. I don't care. I really don't care. Okay, Would you rather hosting Christmas or visiting for Christmas?
Visiting because I can leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's perks either way. It depends how strong-willed you are. Hosting's great because you don't have to travel and you don't have to make an excuse to leave,
Yeah.
but you have to be strong enough to tell people to get the fuck out at some
Oh,
point
I
because you
am.
want your.
I am. Anyone who's been to my house will know if I'm sick of their company, I'm like, right, anyway, I'm going to bed. Let yourself
Yeah.
out when you're done.
Okay. About this one. So presents before dinner or after dinner?
Oh, we do them in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got
Doesn't
kids,
everybody?
so
But...
yeah, I mean, it was always tradition in my house growing up. And honestly, I always used to hear about other people being forced to wait until after dinner. I just thought it was a bit mean. Just let them have the bloody presents and keep them quiet for the rest of the day then.
Yeah, I know people who've split it up,
Yeah.
and it's like they're right there. It kind of seems. How do you do that, especially with like younger children when they're actually excited and stuff, when they give a shit, when they're not just grunting at you in that Neanderthal way they do at that certain age and carry on well into their 50s. You know, how do you get them to stop halfway through and go, well, I think that's enough. Go play with them, see what they do, and we'll do the rest in like 4 or 5 hours' time. You know?
Yeah, well, exactly.
Not happening,
so it's always been, you know, when they were tiny, they'd come through all excited, dragging their Christmas stockings because Santa had been to be like, Mummy, 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 Santa's been. I'm like, I know he's been, but he's just gone to bed.
Yeah.
But now they wake up. To be fair, that they've been waking up at a sensible hour for a few years now. And you know, they just want their Christmas stockings when they wake up. They sit there, go through them. Then we don't tear straight into the presents. We do have, like, you know, the one thing I do insist on is Mama needs her coffee.
Yeah.
Because you know it's 6 a.m. and I haven't been asleep for 5 minutes because you know.
Yeah.
You know the story of Christmas Eve, don't you? And all through the house, not a creature was stirring except the mother, who was working her ass off to get Christmas ready for every bastard else. You know, that's how it goes.
Yeah, Christmas Eve for me. I mean, my baby boy is a grown ass man, so not so much now. But my Christmas Eve is like the big family day.
Yes,
not so much Christmas Day. And it involves only a small amount of traveling, but a bit of traveling for me. So it's try and do stuff, and I'm often working in the morning as well. So it's often like work, home, get cleaned up, try and get something to eat, do some stuff if the stuff needs doing, and then it's before you know it, I've got to get to the parents, and then that goes on till midnight or so, and then I'm home, and it's 1 a.m. and you want to kind of chill, unwind a little bit, and then you realize, shit, we haven't wrapped that you've kind of hidden somewhere in a closet or something. So they come out after you put the kid to bed, and then you know, the quieter you try and be, the louder you are, and you just drop everything and trip over everything. So, as you're trying to get the shit out without them, like, coming out to them.
Fallen over in our house before after a couple too many sherries. That's definitely happened.
Yeah. So then it's like wrap everything, and then it's like, now I need even a bit more chill out, unwinding time.
The crisis in this house at the minute, we actually do have a current crisis in this house, and it is I do not know where I put the chocolate oranges. I know.
That is bad shit.
I am quite concerned about that. Thankfully, I do have my son's dark chocolate one, because you know what a sod it is to get a dark chocolate cherries orange. They're not the easiest ones to get. They fly out because they're just not as popular, so they're really hard to get.
Yeah.
And my son really likes the dark chocolate one, so luckily I do have that. But I bought backups. I bought 3 because obviously I need one. I mean, Matt's not bothered. They don't do that in America, so it's not a thing for him. He has other things, that's fair enough. But both my kids have been raised that you have a Terry's chocolate orange because British tradition, you know, the orange, the coins, the coal. I put all those things in there in various edible forms because, you know, I do this. And so I bought backup chocolate oranges. No, well, I've lost the backups. There are 3 chocolate oranges in this house, the blue original ones, and I cannot find them.
By all means, we can just cut this off right now. That's a far more important thing you maybe need to be doing this evening. I understand.
That's far more. I know, there really is. I've narrowed it down. I think there's a bag of chocolate crap in my bedroom. And it's also, and the only thing that made me think of it is because I've got these. Oh God, my kids are gonna see this. I can't tell you. Anyway, there's something I found for them that's going in their Christmas stockings that I realised isn't in the stockings. So I thought, I've torn my kitchen apart. It's not in my kitchen. It's not in any of the. I'm not going to tell you where I hide things because again, they're going to watch this. But
so, you know what
it's somewhere.
Let's talk about lights, coloured or white.
Oh, mine are white. They're kind of an off creamy, whitish.
Yeah.
I used to when I was a kid. We had all the different colours, and then my kid's grandma on the other side, she has colours that like chase and stuff like that, and it looks lovely. But when I'm trying to stare and mong in front of the TV and these lights are all these different colors, no, it's not for me. It's not for me. I have the ones I've currently got are like a soft yellowy, glowy.
Oh, well, that's nice. I know some people find like all the colours a bit obnoxious and a bit much.
That's a lot of it. It's a bit too much for me, that colour.
Yeah. People also find the white to be like glaring and a bit more typical white. I get it. I get both. I see both.
If I had a vague clue how to flip the camera, does that flip the camera? Does that do it? Yes, it does.
Look at that.
Can you see through my ring light there, the bottom of my Christmas tree? Yeah.
Christmas tree.
Yeah, because this time I actually got a bloody ring light. Can you believe it? How professional am I?
Yeah, I'm so far behind. It's unreal.
No, it's a cheap ass Amazon for like 15 quid in the Black Friday sale because I was gonna do some recording when I went to York last week and then I just didn't. So you get to be the first person to experience my ring light.
I've got so much I want to do. So many things. But it's all. It's a real commitment. I started looking at things, and obviously you start pricing it up and getting quotes. And I actually, to the point where I have acquired a tech guy. Like I have a tech guy.
How the hell do you acquire a tech guy? How does that work?
Who's really he knows his stuff, and I kind of gave him a budget and said, "Come back to me with like everything sort of 2 versions of everything I need, like the top scale, most optimum, and then something a little under budget. Where I know you want me to get the big budget one, but at least I can choose.
Yes.
And you won't be mad at me either way.
What's the poor person's alternative?
He's done really well for me, but I still kind of look at that price tag, and it's not so much whether or not I've got the money. It's having the faith in me that it's worth spending the money on me. Like I'm good enough at doing this that I should do this with better tech and better start editing things and making more things fancier and cooler. Because I like the DIY punk rock, do it shit. Yeah. I kind of like it being shit. There's a part of me that always likes that,
Oh, so, definitely. No, same. I don't do posh, Johnny. You probably know that by now.
Well, I do need a bit of stuff for sort of like, shall we say, outside broadcasting that I intend on doing in the new year. But that's enough about that. So,
outside broadcasting.
Yes. Trifle as in vlogging? Pudding. You'll see. You'll see.
Does this require any sacrificial animals?
Humans are animals, right?
Yes, they are.
Well, it may do that.
We'll reconvene on this. We will reconvene. Okay. So, what was that trifle or Christmas pudding? I can name a few.
In some form. So, trifle or Christmas pudding?
You know what? I would have always said Christmas pudding, and I still love it. But it's been that long since I've had a decent sherry trifle. I kind of fancy it now.
Yeah.
My mum used to make one every year, and I was never asked about it. And we went to bed one Christmas and forgot to put it back in the fridge. Came downstairs the following morning, and the 2 cats we had at the time, all there was jelly. They'd ate everything else off the top, and they were letting the bellies out like that. Neither of them met again until 27. It was great.
Fantastic. Okay, tinsel or ribbons?
Not a massive fan of either. If you make me choose, I'll say ribbons.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. Tinsel seems to be a bit tacky. Maybe among the people maybe slightly younger than me, but because I grew up with tinsel everywhere. So
Yeah,
like, I'm like, yeah, tinsel,
same.
what you do, but
You remember how, like, in the 80s, it was hanging from everything for
everything,
the entire month of December, and I don't mind a bit draped around the old picture frame here and there. I know people that still do that,
yeah.
but can you remember all that, like, foily shite that we all used to have across the ceilings?
Um, yeah, I still have my childhood foily shite from
I had
my
mine for
childhood home,
years.
which did used to go up in my grown-up house, but I got kind of old and can't be bothered. And
I can't be
the child's a grown-ass man and doesn't live here anymore. So
right.
we just need just enough to, make it not make it a little less like a normal, just another day,
Absolutely. Yeah, I
And
mean,
you
I
can't
still make
force yourself to be
dresses.
festive, but
I've
you can
had,
get the vibe
do you know
going.
what? Without wanting to get too serious, when my mum died, her big thing that she left me a message with someone was that the most important times that she was happy in her life, the most important happy times was seeing me on Christmas morning. So she didn't ever want me to be sad at Christmas.
Yeah,
So I always forced myself to put the tree up. There was one year I didn't, and it was probably the lowest year
yeah,
I've had in my life. I just didn't do it. So now, I mean, even this year, this year it's really been an ass kicker for one reason and another. And I was saying to my husband, even up till yesterday, I don't even want to put that bloody tree up because the kids have got theirs.
yeah.
They're fine. And I was like, oh, I don't even know if I can be asked with it. But I said to him, look, you're going up in the attic anyway. Get everything down, and if I can be asked, it will happen. Because he works nights, so he sleeps mostly during the day. And he came downstairs yesterday, and it was like, Santa had puked in the living room. So.
Yeah. All right. So while we're on the tree,
Yes.
angel or star?
Um, Ordinarily star actually nowadays. There was a time I would have gone angel. Did you see my little reel where I took a picture of my tree? Because on the top of my tree is actually a tatty
Yeah.
teddy angel right now. But in previous years, for ages, it's been a star. So yeah.
Yeah. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, okay. Right. It's a mince pies or Christmas cookies.
Can I have both?
Of course you can. It's
It's
up to me.
Christmas. I can have whatever the hell I like. It depends. You know what? I love a homemade. If I make my own mince pies, well, I can't because I'll eat an entire tray full. I don't like the ones where the pastry's all gammy and just doesn't have any crunch in it, and there's no sugar
Right.
top to go.
Yeah.
Greg's doing a nice one. We like Greg's. Well, we did. I think, are they on our shit list this year? I can't remember. Someone in the group chat
But
will let me know. I can't remember.
other
Jamie will know.
bakers and confectioners are available.
They
I
are.
don't actually think I have to say that, to be honest. You
I
can't.
don't think anyone gives a shit what
No, I
we
don't think
say,
anyone gives
Johnny. I
a
don't think
shit.
we're that well known.
And as far as I can see, getting cancelled makes you more famous. So go for it. Bring it on. I could do with them.
Well, exactly.
So here's one: Feed the World, Band-Aid,
Okay.
or We Are the World, USA for Africa.
I don't know the second one,
Ah,
but
they
I
don't
remember
worry.
Band-Aid. I remember it. You probably do too. We were
Oh,
only
very
little
much.
kids.
Yeah.
It's some of my earliest childhood memories is those photos coming out of the famine in Africa with the children literally starving, so weak they couldn't brush the flies from their
Yeah.
eyes, and that's really stuck with me. So as much as I know the song is outdated now and it's controversial nowadays, I'm told, I get it, but at the same time, if Bob Geldof hadn't done that, who was going to? And yes, it is outdated. I know that,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it still makes me cry because I remember that seeing children my age at 5 years old. It was 1984. It was the year I started school. I will never forget it.
Yeah.
And to this day, my family will tell you that song comes on and catches me at the wrong moment, and I cheer, I like proper, like I
You
tear
know,
up and start choking.
you know who else probably tears up every time they hear that song? The guy who wrote the Doctor Who theme tune, because they
Really?
totally rip it off.
What?
Because the song's a total rip off of the Doctor Who theme, and I bet that guy gets not a penny.
How? How is it?
Yeah, put it next time you put it on. I'll be in your head. It's Doctor Who, and you'll be like, "Fuck me, he's right." Might be the only
Are
thing
you
in
going
life
to
that
ruin
I'm
it
right about.
for me? Are you going to ruin it for me?
It's not ruined. It's great. The Doctor Who theme's fantastic. It's one of the most
It
iconic
is,
British
but
theme tunes.
oh, you mean that sort of that chime at the beginning?
No, like the really big major kind of riff in the chorus that makes
Really?
it gives it the hook. Yeah.
Oh, and Sir Bob lifted that, did he?
Well,
Bad lad.
no, but it's uncannily like if it wasn't a big charity thing, I guarantee you they'd have probably put
Probably.
in some kind of like, hey, that's awfully close to what I wrote.
I tell you what,
but
somebody
that
told
would be
me
a really bad
actually
look, wouldn't it? So
that really sort of gave me a little happy. You know, obviously, Last Christmas was out at the same time. Well, George Michael, apparently, someone only told me this the other day, because George did a hell of a lot that didn't come out until after his death for to help people. Apparently, he was concerned about the impact the popularity of Last Christmas was having on the Live Aid song. So apparently he arranged for a portion of the profits to be donated to that charity, and they are still donated to this day. Nice. I found that out a couple of days ago from someone who follows my page, told me that. So I always liked him anyway. I always had all the time in the world and respect for him, for especially how he handled the whole "let's go outside" thing. That was well done, George. You know what I mean? Yeah. But no, that really, I don't think many people know that, but it's certainly worth passing that one around a bit, because good man. That. Well, he died on Christmas Day. Did you know that? Did you know George Michael died on Christmas Day?
I remember it every sort of around now.
Yeah, when someone tells you, it's like Kirsty McCall and the Blades. Yeah. This is a band in its own right, there, isn't it?
Oh, that's a rock and roll way out, though, isn't it?
Oh well, I mean, if you're gonna get taken out, you might as well be taken out by a speedboat in Mexico, you know. I mean,
yeah, it's it's like if it had been some kind of like billionaire on a jet ski, CEO,
we'd have all been cheering.
That'd be a bit shit,
but Kirsty McCall, that's a bit different. No, the Fairy Tale in New York's my all-time favourite Christmas song, and I put it on when we were putting the tree up, and my son went, "Didn't that dude die last Christmas?" Yes, Shane McGowan passed away. Thank you. Good.
Yeah, finally.
Very festive. I mean, bionic liver or what?
I mean, I didn't want him to die, but
no, I know.
The thing is, though, me and a few others, we play Celebrity Death Bingo. We pick 5 names. We put a $5 in each.
Yeah.
Like a quid a name, like a ticket. We pick 5 names, like January the 1st. We pick 5 names, and we go all year and see if these celebs survive.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do this.
Yeah, obviously, whoever. Unfortunately,
this is going to become a thing now.
It's like losing is winning, because they have to die for you to win the bet.
Yeah.
So it was like, it's kind of like, like the Queen Mum, was kind of, whether you like it or not, if you're trying to win, if you play to win.
Yeah, well, you might as well pick the ones that are most likely.
Someone's been ill for quite some time, like a Shane McGowan, like a,
Yeah.
It's, you bang them on the list. And so he won me that year. He won me that. I won by 1 point, and it was thanks to Shane. So, like, even in death, he was making me happy in a weird, bittersweet kind of a way.
Good on him.
Good on
him. He'd approve
of
that. I'm sure he would. I'm sure he'd approve of that.
Yeah, Celebrity Death Bingo. So you've always got to throw, like, Bono's always on my list because. I know he's not ill, and I know he ain't no spring chicken anymore, but he's not really like death's door old. And I'm pretty sure he can afford to put the heating on. So
he's also one that would probably
survive
make the news if he did die, and that's what you need to. You need them to actually come to your notice if you're going to bet on them.
Yeah.
Oh, evening, James.
Well, You know, so yeah,
Everything
celebrity
people
death
pop up.
bingo. If it's not a thing, people should make it. It's kind of morbid, but sort of fun in a messed up way.
Yes, yes.
And just put 5 people on there you can't stand. You know what I mean? Just like Elon Musk, right? And just maybe
I
the
hate
power of positive thought. You know, like see if we could change the world through celebrity bingo.
You know what? You know how in Friends how they have the laminated
Yeah.
list? I think we need something along those lines with this. There's something in this, and I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to
Well,
see
yeah.
about who we. My followers and I are going to have a conversation about this at some point over the festive period. Hey, Leo.
More cats.
Yes, that's
Pussy
Leo.
galore.
He's my 15-year-old. He's the eldest.
Just pussy galore right here on this show.
Yeah. There's another one called Snowball over there.
So I think Fairy Tale in New York
Yes.
does it for most people. It's apparently it seems to be on the. I don't know who they ask because they never ask me, but apparently when they do polls and lists and
Yes.
things, it seems to be coming out top.
Yeah.
For several years now. I think it used to be Slade, and it seems to have veered.
Yeah, it's not Slade quite so much as it used to be, but
but
I don't know how many people really do object to the song. You know, because there's that one word in it that is incredibly offensive in America, but over here is just something we eat with peas and mash.
Yeah,
that one. You know, I'm very careful about it online. I would never ever use that particular word outside of the concept of the things that Mr. Brains make and you put in the oven.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It is that offensive to our American friends, and I know it is. I'm married to one. But over here, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it is?
I don't think it's offensive.
It's also a cigarette, you know.
I don't. So. Most things that are deemed to be offensive, a lot of things for me, it's all about context.
It is for me too, to be quite honest.
And then when you look at the context of a thing, instead of just hearing the thing and going, that's wrong. Like I watched the Jamie Foxx Netflix special this morning.
Okay.
And I love that kid. He's so ridiculously talented. It's unreal. Comedy, acting, the amazingly beautiful voice, fantastic pianist. He's just he's not a bad dancer. The kid's a bit. It's too much, and we almost lost him. He's still here, and I'm pretty grateful for that. And he's done this Netflix special, and
I haven't seen it.
Tell the story is making you want to cry. There's people shouting hallelujah and fucking amen and shit from the audience. He's getting them all worked up, working his magic. It's a beautiful, beautiful
thing. It's in America without telling me it's in America.
It's hilarious. You know, it's in Atlanta. You know, you can imagine an incredibly famous, black guy in Atlanta doing his Christmas special. Because I'm not dead. Praise the Lord.
I could picture it. I could picture
so well. It's just, and I'm like a pasty white guy in the north of England, and I'm getting caught up in it. It's like it's like the Blues Brothers. I'm like fucking backward flipping across the living room, just like
Blues Brothers is my dad's all-time favorite.
But I heard the N word so many times through that special. But
that's another one that's contextual, though, isn't it? Depending on, If
Jamie feels all right saying it, then I'm gonna hear it. And if how do I, tell people like, hey, you should. Oh, there was this one bit where. Oh, am I allowed to? Can I repeat it? Of course I can, surely. Because if it's all right for him to say, I'm just repeating. I'm not.
But I've seen people absolutely destroyed for quoting someone else and including what the word in the quotation, because I've seen people absolutely obliterated online for that. If
I'm just reiterating what someone else said in the context of, hey, Jamie Foxx said this and it was hilarious.
Yes.
And I'm not. It's not the fact that he uses that word that I'm finding hilarious because I'm a stupid, bigoted English pasty white guy. Well, it's because he's very smart and very clever and very funny.
And it's a cultural difference as well. Our humour is very different over here, and obviously we don't go around saying that left, right, and centre. We don't, but I have groups of friends who do just call each other that. you know,
Yeah.
and that they're not all black. Some of them are of other ethnicities. I personally don't do it, but this is a gang of lads I know. They do. They
Yeah.
what's up, ma? When they
Yeah.
see each other, and that's their business. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I have.
ain't gonna
It's
say
not.
it, but
It's not. Yeah. It's not really an English
yeah.
thing.
No,
By
it
and
isn't.
large,
It isn't.
in general, I have never ever used the word except for like quoting a movie or something.
I think the
You
only
know, where they
time
do it.
I've ever said
I
it is when
have
I'm
never
rapping
used
along
it.
to Eminem or
Yeah.
one of his cronies, you know. And
I
even
have.
then,
Yeah, I've never used it in the first person as myself. You know, to
no,
or
no,
about
I
someone.
never have. I never
And
have. Don't.
it's not because of a conscious like, oh, that's a bad word. It's
It's
just
not an everyday word,
yeah,
is
it's
it?
not a word
The
I
same as
grew up learning.
the
Yeah.
one that I asked you about, you know, the F word.
Hmm.
That one, it's like it's just not one we really use, is it? The
Not
C
really.
word is the one America doesn't like that we use, like little sprinkles all over the place.
Well,
You know the one.
COVID.
Yeah, that one. That one. No, the other one. The one Shakespeare made popular.
Oh yeah. Oh, that guy. He was a rapscallion, wasn't he? That
Oh, the trouble
Shakespeare.
that man's caused.
Oh.
Did you see Blackadder where he punches him in the face and says that's for every schoolboy and schoolgirl for the next 500 years?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you see, anyway, back to Christmas songs. I'm not all that big on Christmas songs. I don't have a Christmas songs playlist that wants to go on anytime around now. Christmas
Yeah.
songs, by and large, no matter how amazing the artist, it
And put
tends
me
to be
Bond
that
playlist.
artist's kind of worst work. It's not usually their finest hour. It seems very much like a throwaway last minute, maybe we can get some quick cash decision. Somebody went, hey, why don't you do a Christmas song? You're
Well,
relatively
that's
popular
kind of
right now.
the whole premise of Love, actually, though, isn't it? Ironically, considering what
Yeah.
came out of that. I mean, I know the song already existed, but that film is pretty much responsible for why we all have to keep suffering it every day of December for the rest of our lives. Why you get savaged by Mariah?
You know, but that's where I think Fairy Tale of New York is very clearly a
Yes.
well thought out, very well put together in the classic sort of Irish storytelling way of writing music. You know,
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
not just oh, we should give me Christmas every
Which
day.
is
No, you
why
don't. It costs
I
you a
love it
fucking
so
fortune. You'd
much. I
be stressed
mean,
the fuck out.
yeah.
Nobody wants it to be Christmas every day. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
Not
We
really.
don't see him wandering around Nottingham like we used to.
No.
I don't know if he's still there. No, we used to see him wandering around
Yeah.
down by the Broadmarsh, but they closed that down. I mean, I don't. I to be fair, I honestly don't know whether he's still with us. I haven't looked, but
Oh, that's a
used to
good
see
one.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, but when you're making your bingo list, you
I'm
see.
gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna utilize Google before I laminate my list.
no, obvious. Always Google. That's words to live by right here, kids. Always Google before laminating. Right? We're
Advice
educational
for the
and
modern age
entertaining
kids.
is what we are. We're edutainers here. That's what we do.
Got
Wicked.
my best Bond villain impression I've got going on here with
Oh
Daisy.
yeah, fantastic. And while we're educating,
Yes.
I have not. I have it is not laminated, but it is
God.
Googled.
What have you Googled, Johnny?
Some fun Christmas facts. And I generally think they're fun, and some of them I actually did not know.
Well, then.
So now we're all going to know.
Do I need to tell you if I've heard them before, or do I just need to sit here and pretend
Chip in.
surprised?
Just chip in as and when. Now, apparently, well, I can do two parts to this. Can you name the reindeer? Like
What, all of them?
all of them.
I rehearse every year. Let's see, can I?
I can't.
Are we
Straight up.
counting Rudolph? Are we counting
Yeah,
Rudolph? Well, yeah, we are.
of course.
Okay, so let's see. There's Donna, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Cupid, Blitzen, and who's the other one?
I honestly don't know.
Who is the
Never
other one? I think I've missed two, haven't I?
And Dasher, no Prancer and Vixen on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. But have you heard of the most famous reindeer of all?
Well, I very, very nearly said Donna and Nixon, and I remember that was Homer Simpson that said that.
So, speaking of Donner and Blitzen, this is what I learned today. Originally, Donner and Blitzen were called Dunder and Blitzen, which is German for thunder and lightning, which kind of makes sense.
I just wondered if it was Donna and the kebab.
Well, it is now.
It is in this house, yeah.
Dunder and Blitzen.
Really?
Yeah, apparently.
That's cool.
Thunder and
That
lightning.
makes sense, actually.
Thunder and lightning,
That
yeah.
does actually make it. Was it Dasher, Dancer, Prancer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Reindeers are fickle creatures, anyway.
Except for the ability to fly, which is quite complex, I imagine. I mean, it's probably natural to them, obviously.
It is impressive. I did learn last year that they were more than likely female because of the fact that they do have antlers on Christmas Eve, whereas the males don't. And then I thought, well, actually, that does make sense that since they're doing all the hauling ass on Christmas Eve, it does make sense that they are the women. Then.
Yeah, and now that everybody's got cameras and everything, right? So you're going to catch them flying overhead. So you'll
I'd follow them every year.
You'll get a lot of views of the undercarriage. And
can't we just respect their privacy?
Famously, like Skippy the kangaroo, like Champion the Wonder Horse, all of those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time in slow motion jumping over gaps to save people. So they use a female. The character's supposed to be a male, but they use a female to jump over the gaps.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
because of course they do. Come on then, let's have your Christmas facts.
Yeah,
come on, let's not dig too deep into reindeer genitalia here. I'm not sure I want to go there.
Okay, so which Christmas song do you think was the first Christmas song played in space?
Okay, probably I'm gonna go with Elvis. Because he did White Christmas, didn't he?
Actually, I couldn't tell you which version, but some version of good old Jingle Bells was broadcast from the Gemini 6A space flight, 16th of December, 1965.
Are we absolutely sure that the Russians didn't do it the Christmas before that and choose not to tell us because they like to surprise us with these things?
Yeah, they probably did. And
I'm sure they did.
You know, history's written by the winners. So
yeah, and also
you know, NASA did it, and it was Jingle Bells, and it was probably by Jim Reeves or some other good old American guy.
If America didn't do it, it doesn't count.
Yeah,
does it?
No,
the moon belongs to America.
Yeah, it's I think
I'm picking on him because he's over
Yeah,
there.
I think one of my favorite jokes is the like at the height of the space race. Like NASA, in order for astronauts to be able to fill in their forms and do their reports, they created a special pen, which worked in 0G gravity. It worked in temperatures of over that of like fucking the center of the Earth, magma. It'd work in pressures.
Right, they're in a contained.
It could work at pressures like higher than the deepest oceans.
Wouldn't they be a little bit too dead to use the pen?
This pen, it cost like $60 billion to make. The Russians used a pencil. Anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know, really, doesn't it? I really think it's time Elon went down and visited the Titanic.
Yeah.
But anyway,
to not put people on too much of a downer, we might want to gloss over this one a little bit.
Yes.
But governmentally, it is possible to ban Christmas. And in fact,
yes, I know. Cromwell did it.
It was in the UK. Yes. It was banned for years.
By Cromwell. We killed him. Well, we didn't actually. He died peacefully in his own bed. But then we cut his head off and mounted it on a stick and did the decent thing with it.
1647 all the way to 1660. Yeah. We had Christmas Day. No, not having it.
Yeah.
So
that's what happens when we don't have a monarchy, kids. Do not come for me. That was a joke.
Be good, for goodness sake, kids. It can happen. It can happen. The 12 days of Christmas.
Yes. Oh, I know when they are.
Do you know when they are? When are they? When is that?
Well, most people don't realise this. The 12th day, the 12 days of Christmas are actually end on 12th night, which is the 6th of January.
Right.
Most people get like a bit miffed if they have a calendar that says for the 12 days of Christmas, but the 12 days are the actual festive Christmas period from Christmas itself up until the 6th of January. There's 12 days.
Yeah.
That's why you have to take your decorations down on 12th night, or it's bad luck.
Yeah. Because luck is a thing. It's scientifically proven. And so stay away from ladders and black cats and keep keep track of the day for your Christmas decorations, because luck is scientific fact.
Absolutely.
But the 12 days.
Look, you see the look he just
days.
gave you about black cats? Did you see that? You tell him, Leo.
Yeah.
You tell him.
Like that.
Sorry, carry on.
I've got the whole like yin yang thing going on. You don't put that shit on me. That's probably what they're saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I'm not, yeah. It's like I'm not all black, you damn dirty Netflix.
No, but
That's probably what he was saying in cat. Yeah.
He had two litter mates that were both black. I had both of them and they died. But
if you add it all up,
yes,
the 12, the 11, down the 12 days of Christmas, if you add all that up, it comes to 364.
Really?
Because of course it does.
Because of course it does. Because the extra quarter of the year we add on, and it becomes the leap year for the Lord, the leaping presumably.
So it's the whole. It's a gift for every day of the year.
It's a gift.
Okay, what else have we got?
Nothing about Saturnalia, I hope. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the average Christmas dinner, apparently the average Christmas dinner has 3 times more calories than the average person should consume in a day. As if
that's true. But what matters is not what you eat between Christmas and New Year, it's what you eat between New Year and Christmas. That's what makes a difference. True. It's true. And also, I don't care on Christmas Day. Nothing has calories to me on Christmas Day.
No, nothing is off limits. What else have we got? Oh, Christmas crackers. Do you like crackers? Do you do crackers? Christmas crackers. Not cheese and crackers, but snappy, crappy joke crackers.
Personally, I can't be bothered with them. I think they're a waste of money. I'm at the point now where my kids can't be bothered either. But a few years ago, because they wanted them, I was like, well, fine, but if I'm doing this, I'm getting nice ones. And I actually bought, the Lindor chocolate balls. Right. I bought crackers, and I was actually really, really pleased with how many were. There was about 10 of these little balls inside each crackers. I mean, don't get me wrong, the crackers weren't cheap, but I actually didn't feel ripped off by crackers, which was, they were bloody good, weren't they? Do you remember? The Christmas crackers, the Lindt ones with the chocolate balls in, that you gave all yours to me completely voluntarily, and I didn't ask for any of them. Yeah. Well, he's gone back to his phone, shaking his head.
And just another. Let's give a cheer for the good old UK of A, as they are a British invention. They were invented in.
When I was a kid, my friend's mum used to make them
in 1847 in London by Tom Smith.
Really?
Hats off to Mr. Tom Smith.
First man to pull a cracker.
Creating the Christmas cracker. So if you're out there and you want to take the country back and all of that shit or whatever, make sure you've got some Christmas crackers, or I'll be on you.
Right.
I'll be like, you don't mean it.
Crackers are about to become woke then. No, it's the other way around, isn't it? They can't be woke because the Gammons are going to want to reclaim them from the trading as immigrants.
Yeah, Christmas cracker becoming a symbol of bullshit. Anyway, so the traditional Christmas colours.
Red, gold, and green. Karma chameleon colours.
Yeah. The colours are on purpose. They are representative. What do you think they represent? What does the gold represent?
Well, do you want to know what the Christians say they represent, or what the pagans say they represent. No, I'll let you
what
tell the
does
world, Donny,
everybody
because
say?
I could lecture
I,
you for an
I
hour on
want to
that.
know
We've
what
already
the
been waffling
Christians
for
think. I
ages.
want to know what the pagans think. I want to know do you know what Miley Cyrus thinks? What does the cat think? I want to know. I just want to know. I want to know stuff. What does gold mean? What does gold represent?
What? Oh, do you know, I can't even bloody remember now. I forgot. I made all that big. Do you want to know what the pagan thing? And now I can't remember. What have you got on your piece of paper, Johnny?
Gold, traditionally, at least, stereotypically, I might even be brave enough to say, gold is representing the gifts of the three kings or wise men or shepherds or whatever version of that.
Or
You
three
adhere
dudes
to.
who went, oh shit, we're late, grab something out the cupboard. Everything every baby wants: gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
And
You know
Gura.
what I mean? You couldn't have brought like nappies, Infocol, and
Yeah,
bright water, soup
exactly.
cram,
What
casseroles.
does the green represent?
Oh no, that is the evergreen forest. I remember that. It's the evergreen forest.
The evergreen forest, or indeed, even if you want to be really melodramatic about it, as I've got written down here, everlasting life.
Well,
You
that's
really
good.
want to, if you really want to go there.
I suppose the red's going to be the blood of
Of
Christ.
course it is, because we can't just have fun. It's got to be at least a little bit morbid. You know, these are the Christians. They do love blood. They love shedding it. From anybody who's not Christian, they love that shit.
Yeah.
And of course, we all know that swans and peacocks were the thing to show off before we started slumming it with the old turkey.
Yes.
But which might surprise some people. It depends. I don't know. But it's worth saying. It's just something to say. Swans and peacocks. Have you ever had a swan or a peacock to eat?
It is completely illegal in the United Kingdom to eat a swan. So no, I have never eaten swan.
Of course.
I actually genuinely haven't. No, I've never eaten a peacock either. I've found feathers and brought them
You know
home
what though?
in various places.
I would eat a swan quite happily because they're bastards.
Yeah.
Right?
No, they can break a man's arm, you know. Just ask Adrian Mole.
Look, guys probably deserve it, right? I mean,
oh,
guys
I don't
are
know.
guys.
I had a fight with a swan once. Legitimately, had a fight with a swan. Yeah. There's a load of them down near one of the local pubs that we used to go to. You know, the ones with the numbers on the table, the gastro pubs that have a play area and stuff like that. I wasn't like propping my baby up at the bar before any Americans start on me. No, we were at one of those, and it's local. We used to go all the time when my children were small. And opposite is a river, and there's a flock of swans that just live there, just being a menace. And also all the ducks and geese and that are there too. So my kids, of course, want to feed the ducks. No problem, we're feeding the ducks. Well, this giant bastard swan comes up out the water, up this walkway thingy that I assume is some kind of jetty, neither know nor care. But anyway, this massive white bastard bird comes up while my son is like tiny putting bread down for these ducks and goes at him.
Yep.
So I literally picked my son up, like flung him at his dad and as loud as I could and reared my arms up like that at this freaking swan and moved towards it, and it literally spat at me and like made this big scream, and then it actually did decide that it wasn't worth having a fight with me over.
Yeah.
Quite proud of that.
Wise move.
And a
Wise move, Mr. Swan. Good move, Mr. Swan. No, but they are. It's good. It's nice to have some backup because swan. I don't care how elegant you think they are bastards. If you have them on your river or your canal, right? That certain time of year. This is the best proof I can give. You're gonna have to wait a few months. That time of year, if you've got like the mallards or the shell ducks or anything like that, trying to share the space, right? We have I have a canal. I can almost literally see it out the window across from me. We have swans. We have mainly mallards, right?
Yes.
The mallards have their adorable, fluffy little yellow and brown little spotty, fluffy, fucking adorable little chickaloos.
Please don't tell me any stories about babies getting
doing the
hurt by horrible
thing.
swans.
You know, there's hundreds of yards of this canal. There's plenty of room for everyone. The swans,
they can't. No, they're
the swans will not share. They will make a beeline. they're all big wings. Their feet they're flying, but just low enough that they can bash their feet in the water and splash it all up. They're incredibly intimidated, and they will just they get the mallards. There's a massive size difference. They get on top of them. They bite them on the neck. They hold their head underwater. The adults, not just the children, and they drown them.
But then everyone lives happily ever after, and no one gets hurt, and I don't have to cry.
And balloons and everything.
Right.
But
And then everyone goes for jelly and ice cream, right?
Because swans are bastards. There's no.
I know, they're horrible. They are. They are horrible.
Plenty of room. There's plenty of room. They're not a threat. None of these mallards are going to attack you and your young ones or anything. It's not what mallards do. What's your fucking problem?
Well,
you know, we've got.
Well, I mean, I do have a problem with
rats,
ducks and their inability to like take no for an answer when the female duck isn't in the mood. But that's a whole other. I do take issue with that, but that's a whole other category of conversation.
Chickens are the worst. Have you ever seen chicken sex?
No,
it's a question you probably
I've spent a lot of time looking things up on the Urban Dictionary, far more than I should have. Do not look up the angry chicken. Just don't. Or the angry dragon, for that matter. You don't want to look that one up either. Or the floppy sled dog. I'm going to shut up.
Yeah, the rooster or the cock, if you will, as they stroll around that yard, and they had the size difference between that dude and the hens.
Yeah.
And they just walk up. The big claw comes out. It goes on the back of the head. You just push them down, and they're getting it.
I know.
They might want it. I don't know, but they're getting it whether they want it or not.
Sincerely doubt it, but anyway.
It's over very quickly, but it's all very violent, and it's nature's way.
Yeah, nature's way. Let's talk about nature's way.
It's just nature being nature, and it's lovely, and it's a beautiful thing. But
why are we talking about chicken sex?
Quite unsettling. So anyway, it's our festive holiday special.
Now let's talk about tarring their feet and whip them to market.
Yeah, let's try and let's think of something a little less racy.
Can we?
Who wants to? Then I'll go get my bells jingled.
Yeah.
In a consenting way after this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I can't. Mine's going to work.
So let's. So what's Christmas Day? What's Christmas Day? What's the schedule? What's the routine? If all goes according to plan.
If everything goes to plan.
What's the routine for you guys?
I actually tend to wake up very slightly before the kids are now, so the coffee gets to go on before they emerge, which is great.
Yeah.
Then you have the whole stockings are opened. I still kind of want some kind of food to go into them between stockings and everything else presents-wise. So then they have that fanfare that averages about half hour or so. They have their presents. After that, usually at that point, whatever they've got that's new, they want to spend time with the new things, which is fair enough. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I think my lad this year is probably going to want to spend quite a lot of time. You know, he knows he's getting computer games, so I can say that.
Yeah, me too.
He's going to want to. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what a lot of kids and overgrown kids are getting, isn't it? I mean, that's what my lad's asked for. That's what he's having. So that's going to be him on Christmas Day, and he'll leave his console/computer to eat his dinner and then go back to it. My daughter, again, is being given what she'd asked for, which is a couple of bits from Pandora and some cosmetics, and then she has already informed me that we are in the afternoon after dinner having some kind of spa day, which involves her putting potions on me, so that's going to be fun. So if all goes to plan, coffee, kids absorb their own thing for a few hours. Their dad is cooking dinner for them and his parents this year, because I said about my dad being the way he is. So their other grandparents are going to come to their dad's house and have a meal there with him and children, while my husband and I go up. I'm actually going to yeet the kids up to my dad's to spend a bit of time with him, and then yeet them back when I go to get the food. So following that, once Dad's had his Christmas dinner and everything, and my dad is very much, he's been this way for 40 odd years. This is not Alzheimer's related. Once my dad's had his Christmas dinner, he wants everyone to fuck off and just let him go to bed.
Yeah.
So we're going to go around, he's going to see his grandkids. We're going to have dinner with him, supplied by the lovely Debbie, who's done me an absolute solid this year doing this for me. It's took so much pressure off me. Then after all that's sorted and my father tells me and my husband to fuck off, go and hang out with my kids for the afternoon. Whoever's still there is still there, that's fine. We'll just all veg in front of the telly. A new tradition in our family is we are very fond of the film Violent Night. We're going to be watching that. We always watch that.
It is
Pretty
fun.
Seen
it is pretty fun.
Well, I'm going to be the grandma when I grow up, so it's Beverly D'Angelo. Yeah, I always did want to be her when I grow up, so it works.
I mean, you bring it up. Let's go there. Christmas movies, or the never-ending annual argument of what is or isn't a Christmas movie.
Do we have to go there with Die Hard? Because I'll just save you the trouble of saying it is, because I don't really care.
What would you say? I really don't get it. I don't get why it's a thing. I don't know why anybody gives a shit.
We're not going there, Matthew. Shut up.
I don't know why anybody really gives a shit. But what would you say? What have you picked up on online? What seems to be the criteria that a film has to meet to be a Christmas movie?
As far as I can tell, it has to take place at Christmas and have some kind of Christmassy theme to it, which by that rationale, I suppose you could call the Bridget Jones movies Christmas ones, because they start and finish at Christmas, but they're not actual Christmas movies. So it's kind of, I don't really know. It's hard to tell.
Because I
suppose the theme has to be Christmas.
Yeah. I was in conversation the other night on my last Foxtails of the year. That it's really, I can't think of a Christmas movie, that's about Christmas. Lots of movies set at Christmas. A movie about Christmas would be like, the origin story of Christianity.
I suppose there's always that with Mel Gibson carrying his cross to Golgotha or whatever. Golgotha,
yeah.
He grew up in the church.
Yeah, there's maybe that. I can't think of many films, about, the pagans losing the fight for the winter solstice against the Christians, and now we call it Christmas. There's not many films about that. There's lots of films. It's at Christmas. There might be some dude in a fucking red and white suit. There might be a bunch of ridiculously cute kids in it somewhere, but they're not about Christmas. It's about friendship. It's about teamwork. It's about
family,
innocence and family, love. Somebody learns a lesson about not being
the
greedy.
meaning of it and not being a greedy, selfish bastard.
And it's not actually about Christmas. Christmas is a conduit. Christmas is a metaphor. Christmas is there, but it's not about Christmas. So none of them are fucking Christmas movies. Never mind Bruce Willis in his string vest, looking like Oswald from keeping up appearances and yet being an action hero.
He's allowed to wear his string vest. No, this is Die Hard, not Hudson Hawk. We covered that in the last episode.
Oh,
he's singing "Would You Like to Swing on a Star?"
Hudson Dog.
It sounded like.
Die Hard is a Harry Potter movie.
Will you shut up about Harry fucking Potter? Sorry.
The Harry Potter movie released at Christmas time have fuck all to do with Christmas. Have the occasional Christmas scene because they take place over a thing, but not about Christmas. Just released at Christmas time. It's like people bringing out a musical single for people to buy that has nothing to do with Christmas, but it's a ballad. Maybe there's a bell that goes off in it, and you're wearing a big coat in the snow in the video.
You know what sounds like a bloody Christmas song?
Single.
Coldplay brought one out that I swear to God should have been released at Christmas because it sounds like a Christmas one, and they released it in fucking June. Do you know the one I mean?
I think I do. Yeah.
I think Viva Vida or something like that it's called.
Yeah.
You'd know if you heard it.
But yeah, because that's yeah.
Yeah.
You can remix practically anything. You just put the bells on it, and it's a Christmas single. So it's not. It's
Oh,
called.
Tree's got a single out on the 27th of December. If anyone hasn't heard Katrina's voice, Katrina Tia Charles, you need to follow her. She has the voice of an absolute angel.
You really
and the lyrics
do.
and the genius. She really does. If you're not, seriously, she's on Spotify, she's on iTunes, she's going to be in the comments, hopefully promoting herself, because I will be doing this wrong. Train, big yourself up. You got my full permission. Honestly,
Yep.
she's absolutely amazing. You've got to hear her sing. Particularly War. That's my favourite. It's a lot of people's favourite.
War, which I took over the musical controls a few nights ago and put Katrina's playlist on.
Oh, you've
and
heard
I
it. Good.
I can't remember which song it
Getting
was.
it anyway, bitch. Sorry.
I can't remember. I'll have to ask them, but they won't know because it was the first time they were hearing it. But one of the I want to say it was War, but I could be wrong. But and someone said it sounded like Prince. Not that they mistook it for Prince, but they were getting Prince vibes from some of Katrina's stuff, which I mean I would take as a massive compliment.
Definitely, no, definitely. I don't know enough of his work. I know a few of his more well-known songs, but I was never a massive follower, so I can't really pass comment. But I know that is definitely a big compliment. Definitely.
Yes. So yeah. Anyway, Christmas movies, and so whether it's a Christmas movie or not a Christmas movie, but vegging out and watching shit because we have the time. If we're lucky, if we're not one of these poor gits like in the service industry or the care industry, and you're all doing God's work.
So if we're one of the capitalist wheels who gets to clock out and go home and sit on the sofa for 2 weeks with our big giant tub of quality street.
I'm gonna get 8 days if weekends even really count, because I'm lucky enough to have weekends off anyway. So I'm getting like 6 days really off work, but it'll do, and it's more than a lot of people are getting in this day and age. So I ain't gonna complain.
No, definitely no.
But do you have a traditional, like, we always watch this? Might not be Christmas Day, but over the period, are there any that
I haven't
come out
yet, and I'm
every time?
going to National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Good call.
Christmas Eve, the Muppet Christmas Carol goes on.
Great call.
What else? Obviously, I told you about Violent Night. What else do I always watch? Oh, this year I'm watching Gift of the Light Fury again because I love that.
All right.
No, Gift of the Night Fury always makes it's you know How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a Christmas special they made.
Oh.
If anyone's a fan of How to Train Your Dragon, the Christmas special, Gift of the Night Fury, it is literally does what it says on the tin. It's their special. It's brilliant.
Will it have Jared Butler?
Yeah, I think it does.
Is his character in though?
Yeah, no, genuinely, I think it does. I think it does have all the original.
Oh well.
I mean, I'm not gonna swear it in blood or anything.
Yeah, no,
it's worth a watch.
I will have to look that
for me. Genuinely heartwarming.
I am.
It takes a lot from my fucking heart.
I am somewhat gay for Jared Butler. If that's the thing I'm allowed to say, I don't know, but I'm huge.
I think huge, being gay, you're allowed to say that you're gay, Johnny. I think that's all right.
huge fan. Jared Butler. I mean, it's David Duchovny is our Lord and Savior for me, but then after that, it's like Jared Butler, Russell Crowe,
right,
and you might have a little crush on Ryan Gosling. He's grown on me, the lad. He's impressed me in recent times.
I can see that. Where do we stand on Ryan Reynolds? So I can pick him. I'll give you all the others if I can have him.
You can have him because
yeah, that's fine.
I'm just kind of bored with him. I think he's fantastic. I think he still hasn't quite lived up to his potential, because I think the dude's like a really, really, really good actor.
Yeah.
And he's kind of fell into a bit of a easy, formulaic kind of a thing that he does.
I would agree with that. He's resting on his laurels, definitely.
and I'm kind of, yeah, I've now reached a point where I'm just kind of like, do something else, Ryan.
What's
Fuck's
it
sake.
called? Red
Because you
something
can.
or other. What?
Red Notice?
Red Notice. Yeah, that is in with who's in that? Is it Gal Gadot? Is in that?
Yeah, Gal Gadot, yeah.
Yeah. And whoever the hell else. Oh, The Rock's in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Since then, I don't think he's done anything I'm particularly blown away by. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm not talking
He
about his
did.
acting
He
talents.
was fantastic in Barbie. Yeah.
I said anything I want to watch.
Oh.
He said Deadpool Wolverine.
So yeah, so for me it's Gremlins.
Yeah, that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, Gremlins went on the other day.
Christmas movie.
Of course it is. The Christmas tree attacks the mum, for crying out loud.
Oh, and I'll be watching the goings on in Albert Square, obviously.
Obviously. Do people still do that?
What, watch EastEnders?
Yeah, like.
Well, I fell away from it for about 6 or 7 years for reasons,
Yeah.
and I've realised they're coming up to the 40th this February. So the last couple of weeks or so, I've been catching up on the last few months because I'm not missing out on that. I'm just not. I'm just not missing that. Didn't you see me talking about catching up on it and the whole Sharon? Where the hell is Sharon? Is she having to lie down or something? Did you miss that? Oh, keep it slacking on my post.
Whenever things like that sort of come back around on my radar, which I haven't done for much longer than 6 years since having any say in the matter. To be honest, if it's not my parents watching it, you know, it's not a thing that I continued doing when there was.
My parents didn't watch EastEnders. That was something I kind of found on my own during the whole. I think the first time I ever really got interested was the storyline where Bianca told Rick Kane that she didn't love him after all and bailed on him and went to Manchester. Got on the train and there was this whole big sad duffed up ending where they got the the extended version that they only play for the really sad cases, like when Pat died.
Manchester, the place where all Cockneys go to die, isn't it?
Right, yeah. It's amazing that Bianca ever came back from there. I don't think anyone else ever has.
Yeah, so Christmas songs. No, yeah. Parents did, or mum did.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Like they usually didn't they always. I think they all like got their heads together and staggered the start times. You could just go for
you could just hop through them.
Like a 2 or 3 hour period on certain days when you just be like that one.
My mum's sister used to like Emmerdale. I remember that there was the reason I knew when it was because it was pointless phoning her. It was a very bad idea. She wouldn't pick up the phone, and then honestly, what she would say to you afterwards, it was just best not to phone her.
If movies, what are some of you? Do you have any favorite Christmas? You know, a Christmas special, whatever that really is. But it's usually like the sitcoms tend to churn one out, don't they? And
I have some ones that I like to watch. I like a couple of the 2.5 Men ones. The Scrubs one where they do the 12 Days of Christmas song. I like that one. What else do I like? There's a Frozen one that I got quite into during my daughter's Frozen phase that she's far too old and grown up for now. But there actually is a Christmas short, 20-minute long Frozen that is very good. It's Olaf going around finding out about Christmas presents.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's good. Olaf's Frozen Adventure. There's all sorts of things like that. Somebody reminded me as well, one of my followers, I think it was Drew, said about a Scrooge McDuck one that when I was talking about the Christmas Carol. Oh, a Christmas Carol one I've finally, after years, a couple of years ago, managed to find the version with Ross Kempin. I remember sitting watching it. Yeah, I remember when it was the modern retelling in like Y2K. I remember sitting in front of it with my mum, with her having a drink of whiskey and me drinking, virtually a whole bottle of Baileys, and I really enjoyed it. And a couple of years ago, I finally managed to find it and sat and watched it with Matt, during his whole "Welcome to the UK, let's show you our stuff you really need to know." It's part of this whole Del Boy thing.
Yeah.
So we made it to Ross Kemp for reasons. There were reasons. Anyway, we made it to Grant Mitchell, and yeah, so I decided that we were going to watch that, and I remember that I actually really really liked that version. I'm probably the only one who did.
Yeah,
But anyway,
for younger viewers, Y2K kids was like the World War III that you're all scared of and anxious about now.
the Millennium Bug.
That never happened, and let's hope history repeats itself, and neither does the World War III thing. That
Oh, you mean like when all the planes were going to fall out the sky and the nuclear reactors were all going to misfire and
yeah,
all
and
that shit?
even worse,
Do you remember Richard Madeley with his Millennium cupboard?
You were going to be
Do you
late
remember
for
that?
work. Yeah.
Richard and Judy, Richard Madeley.
Richard and Judy.
Do you know what he did? He had his cupboard under the stairs. He was so scared of the Millennium Bug. He actually had a fucking fallout shelter full of canned goods and toilet rolls. And
I mean, better safe than sorry, isn't he? I mean, you never. If
yeah, but he's a twat. So
if it had been proved right, if he'd have been, you know, like
well, I wouldn't care because I'd be dead. I'd be dead, so it wouldn't matter.
The Omega Man, you know, I am legend, the last man on Earth being Richard Madeley.
Well, who's going to repopulate the Earth then? Do you know what I mean? Because I ain't. Anyway, that's a whole other fucking kettle of fish.
So yeah, Gremlins, Scrooged, Bill Murray, Scrooged.
I watched it the other day on a million people's recommendations. I don't know. I think I was a bit too late to it. I think I should have watched it when I was a kid.
Again, but because it was like not Christmas, but because it was on UK Christmas TV all the fucking time growing up.
Yeah.
Star Wars, the original 3 Star Wars movies.
Yeah, my dad used to. I don't like them because my dad used to have them on and they used to terrify me. So
yeah, so Star Wars has always been a Christmas thing, at least those 3, because you need kind of several Christmases now to be able to watch them all. But maybe those 3 seem to always find time to get a run out because it just. Yeah, it's a nostalgia. Somehow it makes me feel Christmassy, even though it isn't. But it was.
For me, it tends to be my old favourites. You know, like back when I used to have to wait to watch the next episodes of things. The Christmas specials of those mean more to me than anything gets put out today. Like, you know, a couple of Friends ones I still enjoy. A couple of How I Met Your Mother. Just any show. Buffy does a couple. Then she doesn't do. Buffy doesn't have Christmas specials, but there are Christmas scenarios. Those I enjoy very much.
Yeah, they do think forward. They know when this episode's going to be airing, assuming.
Yes, and then the networks fuck with the schedules.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole other.
So it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Christmas is good. People should be. There's nothing wrong. It's not. You know, it can be twee, it can be camp again, for want of a better phrase or whatever, but like I'm partial to a bit of festive cheer.
Well, I think the reason Christmas has stuck around is because we fucking need it, you know. We need everyone to be a bit nicer to each other once a year. We need something
we should
positive on the calendar. I know it's different for everybody and not every year is good for everybody. I know there's a million variables in that, but I think ultimately the reason it endures is because we need it.
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't need that poke. You know, we should just be like sweetness and light to everybody all year round, and it all should be fantastic. But like, you know, there's no harm in. You know, it's the winter, it's the solstice, and just a time to reflect is just a natural human instinct. I think. Look back, we'll also look forward. Obviously, you doing much? Dare you do much looking forward? Do you have any? Not necessarily New Year's resolutions. We'll not go there because I find that shit ridiculous.
Honestly, but all I'm hoping for next year is it's better than this year, because this year's been one of the hardest years of my life in some ways. I'm not going to elaborate on, but no, I'm just what I really, really want to do next year is focus on my family, myself. Quality time with my dad because he's 81 now, and you know, kids insist on getting older every year no matter what I have to say about it. You know,
They're
it's just more
so
the same,
inconsiderate little shits
right?
for
I
that.
mean,
I
last
don't
year, my
remember doing
big
that.
thing was starting the page. What fresh hell is this? You know, that was my big thing. And I do still plan on consolidating my plans with that, because I was always told, you know, when I wanted to start doing my writing, I was told, well, the first thing you need to follow if you want anyone to read it.
So
So
everybody's got these rules and these like since I started doing this, everybody wants to tell me you should do stuff like this. You should make it in this format.
why
It
should
should
you do
be
what you want
like
to do?
and the thing is, it works. I mean, I don't do any of it,
Yeah,
but I've seen enough evidence, you know, that you make your videos that length, you do them, you put like that filter on, you talk about those things,
yeah.
you title it in this
If
way, you put it
that's
on,
not what you want to
you
do, why
put it
do it?
on,
You're just another cog in a
yeah,
different wheel,
you
then, aren't you?
you put it on that platform, and you know
Yeah,
you do it at this time, and it's down to some some real specifics.
yeah, yeah,
And I've seen it with my own eyes. Work,
yeah,
work a
yeah,
treat. I've
absolutely.
occasionally dabbled for the sake of for science, with a bit of a clickbait title or something, just to see what fucking happens. I'm gone, holy shit! Why I've suddenly got
Yeah.
like 1,000 views. It works. It
I've
only
dicked
makes you
around with
want to do
things
it less.
on the page, and I can tell you what gets a result and what doesn't.
Yeah.
I still just post about what I want to post about. I know before. I sometimes know that when I post something, I know the subject of it. Maybe 5 people are going to see it, but I don't give a shit. I want to
No.
post it, so I post it. But on the other hand, there's other things I can post, and I'm pretty sure that it's gonna get like, you know, 100 or 200 people are gonna actually see it, because it's the stuff that Facebook wants to show to people. But that's not why I'm doing it. It's because that's what I want to talk
Yeah.
about that day.
I mean,
The page isn't going anywhere. I'm enjoying it too
yeah.
much. But I do know that I have a lot more to say than is ever going to get read on Facebook. So I'm going to do it. And my plan is, when I'm actually in the process, I've got some wonderful people giving me some fantastic offers of help that I am taking up on as I actually can. Because life has just been, anyway, it's all happening. It's
Good.
happening.
It's good.
I'm gonna do what I do already, and it'll just be like, you know, I'll have one of my snarky little paragraphs about something with a link to my full opinion, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it that way. And if people want to read it, they can. If they don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Because I like the page too much. It's not. I'm not giving it up. I
No.
just have other
Yeah.
plans as well. I've also considered shoving some of my thoughts into some kind of scripted format and podcasting them or YouTubing them, as you know, because we've talked about that before. It's all stuff I want to do. It's just
Yeah.
absolutely everything comes behind family right now,
Oh,
because Dad needs me more and more.
yeah.
Because I'm his carer at the minute. He is still able to live in his own place, but we don't know how much longer that's going to be the case. My children, like I said, keep insisting on getting older every year. You know, they don't consult me about this; they do it anyway.
No, that you see,
And
I never did that.
no,
I
I didn't. I never got any
I never
older.
did that. I'm pretty sure. I
No.
mean, I don't think. I mean, my parents. I got a bit hairier, right? But other than that, I mean, I'm the same height as I was when I was a kid, right? I'm only
Same
slightly.
weight that you were when you were
I'm
born, and
well. I'm
probably
only.
slightly bigger beard.
I'm slightly hairier. I'm no taller. I'm only slightly heavier.
Hmm,
Like I'm
I'm
only.
heavier.
I was always
That's something I
like
need to do. I need to get less fat.
always like I was
Yeah.
from like teens to early 30s. I was like just over 7 stone.
Really?
Was like I'm tiny. It's something's right. I'm not like I'm not Gollum or anything.
Glad
Just
girls
like
like that.
I'm a
People are always
small
surprised when
person.
they find that out.
Um,
Yeah.
and then as my 30s went on, just like going to work
Yeah.
and things
Yeah.
like I'm not particularly active. I could, too many video games, movies,
Yeah.
cinema. Going to the cinema about the most exercise I would normally get.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I'm like kind of just over 8, which is absolutely fine. It's not in any
Oh,
way a problem.
no.
But like
I mean, everyone
when I
has their
started to
own sort of what
but when I
normal for
started to
them, don't they?
realise that, when I started to realise that was a thing, I was kind of like,
Yeah.
holy shit. When you've just seen the same number, for decades, for literally decades, and it's not an incremental thing. It's as if it's like I wasn't looking because why would I? And
Yeah.
then I had a health thing to do
Yeah.
with my job,
Yeah.
and they weighed me, and I was like, really? Oh, whatever. And that crisis
Yeah.
over. But like, because I'm a guy, and it don't matter for us anyway, does it? But
Well, no, but being a teenager in the 90s, I have the disordered history, eating wise, that comes with all that, and I've yo-yoed my entire life. It's everyone has their own struggles, don't they?
yeah, well, I will openly. I still have what I guess
Yeah.
you really should be honest about and just say that I have an eating disorder.
Yeah.
But I think it's an eating disorder that like everyone or a hell of a lot of people probably have. It's not like a daily thing. It's just that
Yeah.
very much tied to my emotions.
Yeah.
If I feel the need to punish myself for some reason, maybe it's guilty, maybe I deserve it, maybe I don't, maybe I've done nothing wrong, but I just feel maybe it's because I want to help and I can't, and I feel
Yeah.
helpless, and then I feel bad because I want to be helping. If there's something like that, the first thing I do is I kind of stop eating.
Right.
So I don't allow myself because I like food.
Yeah.
I like treats, and that's the appetite. But it's not really the appetite. It is a very conscious like, no,
Yeah.
you're not getting no,
Yeah,
you're
but
not getting no, you
eating
fucking hairy
disorders
little
are
shit.
psychological,
Yeah,
they are. That's the nature of them. That's something that really does need to be more talked about. Mine is very much tied to my mental health issues, very, very much. I mean, I'm struggling with it a bit at the minute, so I won't go into the hows and the whys, but it's very, very linked to my ways of harming myself. I will use too much or too little food,
yeah,
as essentially a stick to beat myself with. I've done
yeah,
it my whole life. Anyone who knows me on more than a superficial level can tell you that's one of the biggest issues I've ever had in my life is food, always. And at the minute I successfully lost over 80 pounds in weight, which, believe me, I needed to. And I've had a mental health slide. Took me 9 months, and I swore never again, and managed to put about 40 back on again. And I've managed to get some of that back off, but nowhere near enough. So quite at the moment, it's a very, 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 very touchy subject, my weight. And it's something that every arsehole on the internet, the first thing they like to say to me, I'm talking about the bottom feeders in comment sections, not my own page. I've never had this from my own followers. I'm talking
yeah,
about in the wild, one of the first things I get attacked on is they decide that none of these things are bad things, but what I get thrown at me is that I'm failing at life because I'm being a content creator, I'm over 200 pounds single mother, and just anything that they can say that they think is going to hurt me. Now,
yeah,
those things actually don't, regardless of whether any of those things are actually true. And as it happens, at this point in time, none of them actually are, but it doesn't matter. They have been at various
yeah,
times. And I'm not ashamed of anything about that relating to my life. But it's like certain things I got bullied for my whole life. One of them being my weight, and being a teenager prone to being more heavier than some of my peers.
yeah.
During the heroin chic era when everyone was, Kate Moss. Kate Moss with her nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Believe me, I've never forgotten that one. you know, it was not a very good time to grow up. And now I'm watching my daughter like a hawk, hoping that she doesn't fall into the same pitfalls that I fell into, you know. And yeah, no, it's so Christmas Day, nothing has calories. I have whatever the hell I like. As far as I'm concerned, like I said to you, between Christmas and New Year, that's not what matters. It's the rest of the year that counts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well, it is.
So if you're just tuning in, this is a happy-go-lucky festive fun with foxes.
I tried. You started asking me about stuff.
No,
You're the one who talked about
because
murderous raping birds and
because you missed the chicken sex. You know,
exactly.
it's your own fault. If you're tuning in late, it's your own
I feel
fault.
like there's a foxes and hen houses joke in there somewhere, Johnny, but I'm tired. You have to find it yourself.
But yeah, so. But it is good. It is a good time. It is good. So lucky folk, yeah. So
yes,
let's just you don't want to just hope next year is better than this one. Hope's a nice thing to have, but like.
Well, what I mean is I'm going to make sure it is because I'm going to do more of the positive things.
It will be because you want it to be, and not just want in a lazy sit back and hope and expect way. You want it to be, you'll make it.
I'm going to essentially, my teacher once taught me how to write the laziest, most amazing thing on my report card ever. You know, when you had to put your personal statement.
Oh yeah.
Next year, I intend to consolidate my performance.
Oh my gosh. That's genius.
I know. That was a gift from my form tutor when I was about 14. Thank you, Mr. Rawls. Apparently, he's still there at the same school. But anyway, so yeah. That's my plan. That's my New Year's resolution: consolidation.
Yeah, that's great. So get it on t-shirts. Get it on t-shirts. Get it on a coffee mug. Just open before you do anything else. Before you start a YouTube. Before you have the blog. Set up the merch store. That's the first. That's the priority.
I know.
That's
where the money is.
That, mugs, like beanie hats, t-shirts, anything like that. Just get it on there. Get it on there, and some strange people in Eastern Europe will probably buy it. It's what I tend to find. No, I've been told. People have said to me like, "Do merch." I'm like, I don't do merch. I didn't do a great deal of merch when I was like, traveling all over the fucking place and in a rock band. I don't do merch for this. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, what? You know, nobody wants a t-shirt with fucking this.
You'd be surprised. I was going to say to you, you know what you should do? You should put your image on beach towels and sell them as knockoff Shroud of Turin.
Did someone say the Shroud of Turin's a knockoff Shroud of Turin? But that's a whole other.
Well, yeah, because it's Leonardo da Vinci's boyfriend, isn't it? But that's a whole other. Anyway, let's not touch that. I'm going to have to go soon.
So yeah, we don't want them because the Vatican have snipers. So we'll just keep moving. So if there's any red, you're all right. If there's any red dots going to be around, you'll know because the cats will be trying to fucking.
Yeah. I know that's what they'll do. My cat will off a face, how do you?
I'm doomed. I'll never know. I'll not know till it's too late. I'll just try and squeeze out some great fucking last words. Yeah. If you could do that, if you could have some last words, if you knew your time was coming.
Oh God. That's why I need the blog because I've got too many. Did you know how many times recently I've caught my kids rolling their eyes because of the amount I waffle on?
Oh, waffles are great though. Who doesn't like waffles?
Yeah, well, that's hence the page, hence the blog, hence the gluing everything together.
Great. I mean,
merch. Let's we'll go with merch. You know what I want? I want action figure dolls. Only because I want one.
No, I mean that's a dream, isn't it? That's a life goal to be an action figure.
Well, yeah.
If it's certainly, I think for someone of a certain age, certainly me, that would be like so cool.
Well, I follow a YouTuber who had a doll made of herself, and I'm like, I'm so jealous. I need that. I honestly do not care how egotistical or anything else it is. I give a sailing shit. Call me what you like for that. But when Michelle McDaniel got her little mini Michelle doll made, and I need one. It's gonna happen. is.
Mine has to be like a sort of 12-inch, because it's the only way. There's 12 inches. And it's one of those like 12
I'm
inch.
not touching that, Johnny. I'm not.
So
I'm
those
not touching
12-inch
it.
Action Man kind of, like with the ripcord, and it says something like when you pull the ring and
Those are mine. Leave my stuff. Yours are upstairs. I'm sorry. He's getting ready for work. He was about to pull plugs on me, and I'm too young to have one.
No, we don't want that. That was one of the. Oh, what was it? There was something. I don't know if it was a sitcom or it's an episode of something, right?
Yes.
And there was a woman, and she made some really snarky fucking comments to this guy as she was walking off, and met this second guy. And the second guy says to her, "You really don't like him, do you?" And she goes, "I would unplug his life support to charge my phone."
My phone.
I was like, I hope I can use that one day. That will live rent-free. That will live in my head forever.
This is a lot to do with. You know how one of the reasons the page came about? The amount of my absolute favorite comments I've ever dropped I've left in other people's comment section. And now I'm like, no, I'm not leaving that there. I'm taking that out. I'm memeing fucker, and it's going on what?
Yeah.
Like an archive.
Definitely. What the fuck was I on about? I have no idea.
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. Because it's got Christ and it's massive, wicked, innit? Crimbo, proper Crimbo. Remember that?
Yes, I do. I wish I didn't, but yes,
Yeah,
I do.
no, I've never Crimbo. Never.
No, I'm going with Merry Winterval this year because the Gamerati hate it. So.
Yeah, it's Christmas, Xmas. It's Christmas.
Yeah, Xmas. I've got to admit, I've said shitmas a couple of times this year.
But yeah, I mean, I will write.
Happy
Xmas.
holidays.
I will write Xmas if I'm lazy.
Oh, don't. I used to. I just don't.
Yeah, I have no real issue with it. But if someone actually,
you needed from me earlier, I need it back.
It's my handbag.
Oh.
Sorry, he's stressing. My bag's down here. I'm currently using the paler of the two purple ones. It's somewhere in this vicinity. I had a handbag. There's nothing digital in it that I can ring. You'll be all right. You'll find it.
If you find any chocolate oranges while you're at it.
Right, exactly. Is it down here? Look, down there. There, look, over by the microwave. It's all right. We've located my handbag.
Oh,
we're fine. We're all right. No, he lent me a cable.
I don't play that. Back.
I've got so much crap in this bag, honestly.
Oh, you could be like Super Gran.
Do you want to take this one?
Wouldn't work.
I don't know what to tell you, Matthew. You can see I'm busy, darling. Here, have a fuck. You look yourself.
But yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to wrap this up, Johnny. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna have to go and find this cable.
Hey, not a problem. Just one last thing, just quickly. This is what we do now. This is how we end it. I don't know if you did it for you last time. Till next time.
Yeah.
Keep it foxy. Go for it. 3, 2.
Till next time.
1.
Till next time. Keep it foxy.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
And there will be a next time.
Always a pleasure.
See you soon.
Bye bye.